Hey everyone, hope you're all well on this lovely sunny day. Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon, where over the next half an hour or so, we'll be showing you how to accelerate your paid and organic Facebook activity during COVID-19. But before we begin, there's just a few things I need to go over just to help the smooth running of this webinar. We shall be recording this, and the link to the on-demand version will be available in a follow-up email tomorrow. You will also all be muted throughout the duration of this webinar. However, the chat feature is enabled. This can be accessed at the bottom of the Zoom window. You can kind of see it now. So please feel free to use this throughout for any questions or technical issues. And we will also be running a couple of polls throughout the webinar. They're very quick and easy to do and give us the ability to show you results instantly. But before I start, I think it's time to introduce myself and the team that are co-hosting this webinar. My name is Callum Hall. I'm the paid social manager here at Immediate Media, and I'm joined today by Becky, Dom, and Kayla from my team, whilst also being joined by Susie, who is the editorial director of one of our parenting titles, Made for Mums. I just want to quickly go over the agenda. So we'll be giving you an overview of the current Facebook landscape, what is working for organic campaigns, a Q&A with Susie on how she shifted Made for Mums Facebook strategy, and then finally a look at what's working for paid campaigns. So first up, we have Becky, who's going to give us an overview of the current Facebook landscape.
Thanks, Callum. During the first quarter of this year, Facebook reported over 1.73 billion daily active users, a 4.6% increase versus Q4 of last year. In April this year, the platform have reported a massive 2.6 billion monthly active users, which makes it the most popular social network worldwide currently. The coronavirus outbreak has undoubtedly played a role in this growth, with a large majority of people, even delete Facebook diehards, turning to social media for updates and connection. Social media today have reported that Facebook is the leading social platform for news during the pandemic, and with publishers like Lad Bible streaming all of the government daily COVID briefs, audiences are turning to the platform over traditional methods for news consumption, such as TV and radio. Facebook have recently reported seeing record levels of demand for its services amid the lockdowns. Messaging activity has increased by 50% on average, and time spent in-app has grown 70% since the crisis. Time in group calls, so that's 3 or more participants, is up by more than 1,000%. The platform has also seen major increases in video consumption, including Facebook Live, with over 50% rise in live streams since January. At Immediate, we have seen video completion rates for our ad posts rise by a massive 415% on average. The increased focus on video as a connection tool has already led to the launch of various upgraded video features from Facebook, including Live Producer, an updated version of the dashboard for managing live streams. It'll be really interesting to see if tools like this will be able to capitalize on the increased attention and become more significant considerations in the social space beyond the COVID restrictions. If you want to connect with audiences, the increase in usage and engagement suggests that Facebook is a prime platform for where you should be looking, with significant opportunities for those in a position to push campaigns. With this in mind, we'll now run through what we think is currently working well across the platform for both paid and organic activity.
Thanks, Becky. I'm going to start by looking at organic activity. So as Becky mentioned just now, Facebook has seen a huge rise in video consumption and in particular live video. This format is a really great way to easily boost your organic presence as it's cheap to produce, it's highly engaging and enables real-time communication with your audience. Across the industry and here at Immediate, we've seen brands use live video in a variety of creative ways since the pandemic outbreak. Everything from interviews to Q&As and even hosting events that had previously been cancelled, like the Chelsea Flower Show, which has taken place online this week. A great example of a brand utilising the live video feature is London Zoo. So they've partnered with Heart Radio, sharing live videos of what the animals are getting up to during lockdown. This is a great use of the live video format to keep consumer engagement levels strong while the zoo is closed to the public. As a result of this, they have seen 100,000 engagements to date, and they've been actively sharing the episodes on their Facebook page.
Cool. Facebook group features is another really great way to increase communication with your audience during this time, either by launching your own group or joining a third-party group and offering your expertise there. Internally at Immediate, we've been doing this. I know that Susie will touch on what Made for Mums have been doing a bit later on, but another of our brands, BBC Good Food, have recently launched the Good Food Together group, where members can share recipes, ideas, tips and tricks, and they can also ask the Good Food team questions, for example, how to use random ingredients, which is really strengthening the communication and relationship with the brand. The group has over 13,000 members today, and over 500 posts are being shared by members daily. Lad Bible is another really good example. They've recently launched their Netflix recommendations group, where users can share their TV and film recommendations and use features like polls to increase communication and engagement within the group. So that particular group launched during lockdown, and it's already seen really huge success with over 400,000 members and around 1,000 people posting on it daily, which is perhaps entirely unsurprising as people are constantly looking for new ways to be entertained. In response to this rise in engagement with groups, Facebook has recently announced that Messenger Rooms will soon be available. So Messenger Rooms allows group video chats of up to 50 people at a time, where both the group admins and or members will actually be able to host those videos. And that's just yet another way of communicating with engaged audiences at this time.
Now, 2 months into lockdown, a lot of brands have developed a presence on Facebook, so it can be really hard to stand out. One way to help improve discovery of your business is by taking advantage of the Support Small Businesses hashtag. This is an initiative Facebook launched to help promote small businesses during this time. And you can adopt the hashtag within your own marketing activity, and also ask your community to use it in order to help drive awareness of your business. And finally, with the COVID situation ever changing, make sure to keep your Facebook page relevant and up to date with the latest information regarding your business. You can create an announcement post and use the pin feature to make sure this stays at the top of your page for ease of viewing. This can include information about the measures you're taking to make your premises and products safe, how customers can get in touch with your customer service, and other information that is relevant to your business. In the moment, one of our wellbeing titles is using the pin feature to make sure customers know where they can get hold of their magazine and who to contact if they have any questions about subscriptions. And lastly, you can also set up frequently asked questions directly on your Facebook page to save you from having to answer the same question over and over again.
Cool, thanks for that, Dom. Now we're going to be joined by Susie Boone from Made for Mums. Thank you for joining us, Susie.
Thank you.
Awesome. To start off, I think it'd be good to hear a little bit more about your role at Immediate and how you've approached this new challenge, going into what results you've seen from it. So I think it'd be good to start with, what have you been doing on Made for Mums Facebook since the COVID-19 crisis began?
Yeah, well, it's really fascinating actually to hear what's gone on before in this talk, because there's a lot that we're doing which really chimes with what's just been said. So I'm editorial director of Made for Mums. We're a parenting website. We do a lot of product reviews and we test things. So we're the UK's biggest parenting product review site. We have just celebrated or recently celebrated our 10th birthday. So we're kind of coming into our teenage years soon. And our aim is to help parents make confident choices. And I think this has really helped us with our social strategy, and particularly around Facebook. As we all know, we're in unprecedented times. Really, the key, what have we been doing? Well, right at the top of that, I would put social listening. It's incredible that we've been able to understand the sentiment, how things are changing as well, really have this barometer of the wider mood out there. And we've seen, one interesting thing is we've really seen mums come back and use Facebook a lot more, which again Becky was pointing out at the beginning of this talk. We'd actually seen in parenting a move towards, or a growth in, Instagram usage over the past 18 months, but we can see that mums have really reconnected with Facebook, in particularly sort of commenting, which I'll come on to, and how we've responded to that. And I think the other thing is that we, as I've mentioned, you know, we're all about helping parents feel more confident, and to do that we need to be helpful, and that's so crucial at this moment in time. So we use that when we're adding content. We're always looking through this lens of, is this going to help? Is this going to help parents feel more confident? We're not trying to sensationalize, because there's, you know, to be honest, there's quite a lot of opportunity to make the most of some of the worrying stories that are out there, some of that anxiety, and that's not made for mums. That's not what we do. So we have changed the way that we've really approached our Facebook strategy. We previously, you know, we were putting up regular posts, engaging and also driving to some of our content on our site. But we could see straight away, and obviously as soon as the schools closed and the nurseries, everyone was at home with their families looking for things to do. And so we launched a campaign called Daily Inspiration, and we post, we have social posts every day. We have 3 new activities that we are promoting and talking about and writing content around. And a lot of this is actually coming from Facebook. Facebook has become a real treasure trove of these imaginative ideas of things to do with your children and help your children discover. And so we've contacted people who are creating great things on Facebook, and worked with them, and then shared some of their great ideas. And then other parents will come and post. Their kids will do the same thing, and they'll post their pictures back, which is just lovely to see. And we did discover, again, through this sort of social listening, really understanding what the parents were feeling, that while school children were being quite well catered for, there was a lot of content coming, a lot of lessons coming from school, but also huge amounts of activity on Facebook and the internet for school children. But it was those parents with babies, toddlers and preschoolers who were really struggling. So we then focused more on that area, and we've had fantastic engagement, posting up these, you know, all these sort of baby painting and crazy things that goes on that anyone who's got a young child will know about. So we've been doing these daily activities, but the second thing that we've done is we've really reacted to news stories and looked for that parenting angle. And again, coming back to, you know, we want evidence-based, we want stories that clarify so that you can really feel confident about them. We're not just going to run with a straight headline that we know will probably get lots of clicks, but isn't going to reduce that anxiety, could in fact increase it. So we talk to experts, and then we post these stories. And one of the things we've been doing is listening to early news bulletins and tuning into the daily briefings as well. And particularly that Sunday when Boris came on and told us all about, you know, the changes that were coming. And in fact, you can see on the screen there, I screen grabbed the graph, because I sat there and I knew that image of the little children in the red circle was going to certainly have a big impact on parents. And so I immediately wrote a story and got it up on Facebook, and the engagement was incredible, and we knew that this would be important about children going back to school. We knew this because we'd done previous news stories, and we'd seen that was the story that people were really engaged with, and communicating and leaving messages and wanting to talk about it. So we literally got thousands just on an organic post coming in and talking to us and voicing it. I think Facebook is really giving parents a voice that's out there, that's bigger than their small social bubble that we all live in, you know, within our homes. Normally we're out there at the school gates, we've got school friends or mum friends. Now we're much more reduced, so there's a real opportunity there. And then it's not all kind of hard news and tough stuff. You know, we've also really increased our sort of fun and entertainment. We have quizzes. We've got an example here on the screen of a fantastic little note that a mum pinned up, trying to work from home, and that real resonating stories that just make you laugh. And we love the fact that, you know, this was a note that went up at 9:30 in the morning, and one of the she was already knew that she would get a question about what time or what's for dinner at 9:30 in the morning, and anyone who's a parent will really recognize food and children. Boy, oh boy, it's dominating our lives. So just really tuning in, and even you know, the TV show Normal People, we were really aware that there were a lot of parents and a lot of mums watching that. We had a bit of a mixed reaction in our office, so again, that was a great way to engage, a very simple way. And then the fourth element is Facebook Lives. So we're doing these already. We've just discussed that with Immediate Media, we've got editors from different brands coming together every week, and there's a picture of me. I look slightly longer hair than I did in my earlier picture, as we all know, we're growing our hair. But we get together and we talk every week, and that's going great guns and just building by the week. But also we heard earlier about events going onto Facebook, and that's something that I did last week, involved with the baby show, which was supposed to be in Birmingham NEC this weekend, and instead the whole thing happened live on Facebook, and I pre-recorded a video, and then I was doing live Q&A, helping parents choose their buggy. And in fact, I literally couldn't get away from my computer the whole weekend, because it was just full of questions. But what a brilliant way to engage with users. And for me, it was like having a little focus group of this is the content we should be writing about. So we're going to plan our own Facebook Lives coming up, with more sort of product guides and a live toddler activity class, pregnancy advice, all the things we've learned, again, by watching what's really engaging. So yeah, busy time, Callum.
Yeah, very busy. I think you've definitely covered, like, you know, some of the key points there, that brands, you know, really need to listen to their users and obviously stay on top of what, you know, the latest trends are. So you're always, you know, like your example there with the news by Boris. Yeah. And also I love that that post on the left, the mum meeting. The mum's in the meeting, sorry. And I know it's supposed to be a joke, but I think for a lot of parents, this is like a completely new time. It's quite difficult. Yeah. They're at home the whole time, and they've also got to look after the kids. It's just kind of, I guess everyone's just developed, like everyone's just kind of, you know, dealing with it in their own way. And I think your content is just, this is perfect for that. Kind of, I think it'll help them, you know, give them a laugh, it'll give them some inspiration, and
exactly. And I think that's the key, that it should be, you know, we're there too. We're doing this too, and that's so important, that you really understand your audience and you're not talking at them or down to them. It's you know, it's hard. It is really hard. It's hard for a lot of people, all sorts of people, not just parents. But we, you know, it's just understanding, and it's that extra little bit when you can just sense that there's something that will really make the difference, and you can bring that out. And as I say, I think having that mindset of being helpful, you know, that's what we're there for. And then you get such lovely responses. It's brilliant. It's really good.
Exactly. Yeah, it looks like it's working really well for you, which is great. And on that point, actually, you were saying about, you know, groups and kind of making people feel, you know, like they're part of something. What's your kind of views on, you know, Facebook groups and their kind of recent, like, you know, resurgent use of them?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, we have a Facebook group, very different, in fact, from I love the Lab Bible. They're called Netflix Bangers. Well, we're called Made for Mum's Collab group. It's a little bit more toned down, but it's all about collaboration. And in fact, what this is a smaller group, and we personally invited, it's over 100 of our real super users, users who in some way have interacted with us regularly, who they judge things, they product test some of them, they come to us and they make videos and they do all sorts of things. So we've created this very, very engaged group, and that's one of the areas we're doing some social listening. We can ask all sorts of questions in there. They also are helping us create content. So we've discovered that a whole load of them are sort of crafters, secret crafters, and it's a real win-win, because we say, oh, what are you up to? What are you doing? What ideas? They go off, take photos, take videos. We then make the content, put it online, share it on Facebook, and they are so proud. It's fantastic. And then they're also, because they're so engaged and they're so active and really love getting involved, we had a campaign where we needed to find some very engaged users, and we were able to reach out to that group and find people who were very good at making videos with their kids. And it was just a very quick way of getting people who are now producing brilliant content for a commercial campaign. So it's I think it just shows the flexibility of groups as well, that you can have these very big groups that act a bit more like a forum with UGC user content, but then for us it's a more personal, it's our kind of VIP room, really.
Definitely. I think as you're kind of saying now, that it's not about big groups, it's about these small groups and kind of showing how valuable they can be to group members, and kind of someone in the group wants to ask a question, they're not going to feel judged or anything. They just, as you're kind of you've seen, like, people just get like their answers from like-minded people, kind of get really helpful advice, and I think it seems to be working really well for you. Have you seen any kind of surprising results, like trends or changes you've seen in the audience?
Yeah, I think the speed of change, we know digital and social always changes there, but my goodness, it's so fast at the moment. And again, that sentiment change, even how parents and other people are feeling at the moment about lockdown is very different to how they were a week ago and before that. So we've really seen that change very fast, and what works and what doesn't. We've also again seen incredible use of video and lives in our market. We've got all these children's entertainers, people who read books, librarians, we've got magicians, everyone is doing Facebook Lives. Celebrities are coming on reading children's stories. It's quite incredible. It's like this hotbed of activity going on. Again, that sort of really peaked a few weeks ago. We're perhaps seeing a little bit of diminishing now. Parents are now thinking about getting their kids back to school. Summer's coming up, we've got half term coming. So that will be interesting to see, the really good ones. If you can do something that's special or unique, then you've really got to, that's potentially a future part where businesses could really expand. And then I think exactly what you were saying just then about being able to share how you're feeling to the wider world, that's a really interesting sort of aspect that's changed, and how it's very open now, and people are looking for that reassurance and that collaboration, that being with other people that they don't know, this real friendship and kindness of strangers, so much supporting going on. Someone has a problem, 500 people will pop up with a suggestion and a way of helping.
Yeah, I think it feels like there's a real togetherness at the moment, throughout the whole of the UK and the world, actually. And I think you've also summed up, perfectly there. Like, Facebook changes are happening so quickly, as opposed to, they used to take a few months, now they're taking a few weeks, and if you don't stay on top, you're going to be left behind. And yeah, I think that kind of leads on to my final point. Like, what would you recommend to other brands who are, struggling to adapt to the current situation on Facebook?
So I think keep listening, really understand your audience, be flexible. What works today may not work next week, may not even work tomorrow. Collaborate with others. It was mentioned before about Heart Radio and ZSL. there are lots of companies, a lot of individuals wanting to work together. Let's do that, because that's, you know, a real win-win. And I think finally, just be genuinely helpful and useful. If it's genuine, it's going to be really effective.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Susie. That's been like fascinating to hear, and I think it's given everyone a lot of food for thought. Okay, up next we've got Kayla, who's going to be taking a closer look at pay campaigns. So over to you, Kayla.
Thanks, Callum. So with an increase in usage as well as less competition for ad space, Facebook has seen cost per click and cost per metric rates drop significantly since lockdown began. Therefore, this is now the perfect time to be advertising on the platform. Over the last 6 weeks, we have seen huge shifts in mindsets when it comes to the engagement and consumption of content. This has meant that brands and publishers alike have had to be reactive in their advertising strategies. To help assist in navigating these changing behaviours, we've been using a few tools that are available on Facebook to ensure that we're maximising our ad spend. Now, while some of these may seem quite obvious, remembering to consider them all will accelerate the results from your budget. Firstly, take advantage of Facebook's A/B testing component. Through measurement and learning, you can assess the impact of your ads by making adjustments to ad placements, copy, and creative. This allows you to adapt your content, undertake changes, and optimize your strategy for the current environment. A recent example of A/B testing we conducted is a campaign we ran for a herbal sweet brand. We ran 9 sets of creative using Facebook's A/B testing functionality in order to determine the best combinations for driving to a native advertorial. This activity drove great results, with the Facebook promotion achieving a click-through rate of 53% above benchmark. The use of targeting is also imperative in allowing you to deliver content to the most optimal audience. In addition to general interest-based targeting, you can utilize Facebook's pixels to create custom audiences from your website visitors or Facebook page engagers. This enables you to retarget those who have previously expressed an interest in your brand. You can also create custom lookalike audiences, opening up your activity to a whole new audience who have similar behaviors to your existing consumers. A recent campaign we ran on Bike Radar saw huge success from custom geo-targeted audiences. These were created to drive engagement with multiple pieces of content, each focusing on a different region of the UK. These custom targeted ads received a click-through rate 28% above benchmark and helped to drive an average dwell time on the landing page 581% above benchmark. If you're looking to build brand awareness, you should consider conducting a Facebook brand lift study. Brand lift is a great way to understand the impact of your Facebook advertising and whether it's resonating with audiences. Facebook will use brand awareness measurements to help understand the true value of your advertising and how well it performs independent from your other marketing efforts. We recently ran one for a client campaign on BBC Good Food, which reported a 2.9% uplift. This demonstrated the effectiveness of the campaign, with consumers more likely to recognize the brand after having been exposed to the campaign. I'm now going to pass the reins back over to Callum, who's going to go through some key takeaways from today's webinar.
Perfect. Thanks, Kayla. So we've covered a fair bit of ground today during this session, and I just wanted to kind of highlight our key takeaways from today. Firstly, be genuinely helpful and keep audiences up to date with your business in an ever-changing climate. Use Facebook's pin functionality to ensure relevant business information or answers to frequently asked questions are easily accessible at the top of your page. Consider utilising Facebook features such as live videos or groups to engage in more regular communication with your audience, which I think is key to keeping your business front of mind during isolation. For your ad activity, I definitely make use of tools such as A/B testing and brand lift studies to determine how successful your activity is. Use findings to tailor your strategy, ensuring that ad budget is spent most effectively, kind of giving you better results. Make use of Facebook pixels to create custom audiences and retarget engaged consumers as they make their way through the purchase funnel. Tailoring creatives to suit individual audience segments will also be of benefit to you and getting better results. And on a more general level, just be flexible. I mean, what works one week might not work the next. And as I was kind of saying earlier, you need to keep on top of the trends to always kind of, don't fall behind, and just keep seeing what other people are doing. Listen to your audience, adapt your marketing and the content strategies to suit. Well, that time kind of certainly flew by. Thank you very much for joining us today, and kind of hope you found everything we've touched on really useful. Thank you once again, to Susie. That's really good insight you gave us there for Made for Mums. And if you have any questions or would like to simply make some marketing advice, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us via im360@media.co.uk. Do keep an eye out for the on-demand version of the webinar, which we should be following up with alongside details for our next webinar that we'll be running in a few weeks' time.